Today, I want to talk about Jeannie Mai doing some ego repair. I feel like her whole relationship with Jeezy was about her ego, his ego. When they ended up getting divorced, it broke her ego. Her ego was shattered. Because I feel like if you were a fan of The Real, you could kind of see her change, see her ego change throughout the years to where when she got with Jeezy, she was up here giving advice as if the other ladies were down here. And I feel like when they divorced, it was a big ego break. But now, allegedly, according to TMZ, she is dating Anderson.Paak. So we're going to get into that in this video. If you don't know who Anderson.Paak is, he is a collaborator with Bruno Mars. They had that group Silk Sonic, which is kind of like a retro. They're a retro R&B group. And from what I can tell, I looked it up. It says his ethnicity is African American and Korean. So they might actually be a match as far as cultural values, with her being Chinese, Vietnamese, and from the Bay Area. They might match a little bit. So we're going to get into the details of that in this video. But first, if you're watching, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the bell, click the button, hype me up, and do all the YouTube things that show that you care. And if this is the first video you watched of mine in a while, please excuse my voice. I have been under the weather. I got sick during the snowstorm. But I feel better. My voice is just not 100%, but I feel better. It just sounds like this. I'm a little raspy. But this is what TMZ is showing. We're doing a bit of a blind reaction here. Okay, so they have music playing. So let me go ahead and mute this from the start. But they're indoors. It look like they might be like at dinner or a lounge. Oh. This is Anderson.Paak. And this must be Jeannie Mai. It looks like Anderson.Paak wearing a hat. And then this is Jeannie Mai. So he is whispering sweet nothings. And when I say nothings, I mean that with my whole heart. When they say whispering sweet nothings, the man whispering sweet nothings in your ear, believe me, it is nothing. It is nothing. Men get caught up in the moment too. But it looks like it looks like he's literally whispering sweet nothings in her ear. Yeah, that's all I see. Oh, and he's going to put his hand on her head. Oh, I thought he was going. Oh, man. I thought he was going to put his hand on her head. Jeannie is a talker. It looks like she's listening here. But Jeannie, I feel like the reason she was on The Real, she's a big talker. But it looks like they are in some type of deep conversation. Girl, don't let him talk you out of it. Girl. And I guess he's pointing to the DJ. Jeannie be outside. Jeannie be outside. Girl, good luck, Jeannie. Good luck. Let's look at Anderson.Paak dating history. Because I feel like it's been some other people on my channel that I've reported on Anderson.Paak and them dating. So let's see. Anderson.Paak dating history. Like I said, he is a musician, a multi-Grammy Award winner. He's collaborated with Bruno Mars. I feel like that's what most people know him for, Silk Sonic. Leave the door open. Most people know him for that. But his name is Brandon Anderson.Paak, and he was married to a teacher, Jalen Chang, from 2010 to 2024. So that's like 14 years. And he has 2 kids with her. He just got divorced in 2024. And he was briefly linked to singer Stir Marie Talaputu. He's also been romantically linked to Mariah Carey in 2025. That's what I thought. I heard Mariah Carey was dating Anderson.Paak. I don't know how I feel about that, but I did hear that. So his dating history is not as long as I thought it would be, because he was married for 14 years. And then he allegedly dated a singer. Well, 2 singers, Mariah Carey, Stir Marie Tapalatu, and then now, allegedly, Jeannie. According to TMZ, he's allegedly dating Jeannie Mai. So how y'all feel about that? I feel like this is why I mentioned ego repair, because I feel like Jeannie's relationship with Jeezy had to do with Clout on both of their parts. I don't think it was just her part. I think it was his part as well. And when I was reporting on this, something that really struck me is when Jeannie took him to her country. She took him to Vietnam. And after he left Vietnam is when he decided to divorce her. And I always felt it was strange. Like, why are you divorcing her after she took you to her country? But he shared in a podcast interview with TD Jakes. I can't share the clip here because TD Jakes is very serious. He doesn't like his clip shared. He's very serious about his business. But he shared that he did a meditation on some type of mountain in Vietnam. And he realized he didn't have feelings. He's creating these single parent homes, like creating homes. I want to say he has at least 3 baby mamas, but he was creating these homes because he didn't have feelings. He wasn't in touch with his emotions until he did this meditation in Vietnam. So, really, in a way, Jeannie changed his life. Like taking him to Vietnam changed his life. But when he got in touch with his feelings, he decided to divorce her. So, in any case, I feel like he and her both got with each other due to clout. I feel like they wanted a level of fame that they brought each other, like a power couple type of situation. And with Anderson.Paak, I don't know his history. I don't know his full history. I never even seen him talk. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never seen him in an interview. I never really seen him talk. So I don't know his personality dynamic. But if this is another case of clout chasing, to where Jeannie wants to be with him to repair her ego, because I'm sure her ego was bruised. When Jeezy divorced her, and men rarely file for divorce, but when Jeezy divorced her, I'm sure it bruised her ego. And with his marriage, I don't know how or why that ended, but if there was a bruise to his ego, the reason why it ended, if it had to do with his ego, I hope this is not a situation where both of them are like doing ego repair with each other, clout chasing with each other, because I feel like that is a bad match. I feel like nothing good can come out of, dating, marrying, mating with a person for your ego. So we'll see what this is. We'll see if it's real. We'll see if it's lasts. It could have just been a date. It could have not even been a date. We saw them together. That doesn't mean they came there together. If you ever went somewhere and you might have had a moment with someone that you didn't even come there with, but it could have not been a date. Let me see what TMZ is saying in their article. We saw the video, but let me see what they're saying in their article. Okay, they say the two were seen locking in on each other during dinner at an LA hotspot Andy's Tuesday night, sitting close in a booth and clearly in their own little world. At one point, the singer, Anderson.Paak, had his arm around Jeannie as they leaned in for what looked like a pretty intimate, low-key convo. Plenty of people were around, but these two were fully dialed into each other. That is how you do it. Ignore everybody else. Though for now, it's just flirty vibes with no official word they're actually dating. Okay, so nothing too deep. If this does turn into something, it will mark a fresh chapter for Jeannie, who recently wrapped up a messy split from Jeezy, finalizing the divorce in June 2024 after tying the knot back in 2021. And like I said, when I look up his dating history, he also got divorced in 2024. His name is Brandon Anderson.Paak. Okay, you guys leave a comment. Let me know what you think. As always, thanks for watching.
Wait, slow that down. Okay. Break it. Right now.